When I was a kid, I used to spend a lot of time at my grandpa's house. I called him Poppy. And as he got older and started slowing down, we spent a lot of time sitting on the front porch. One of the things that would always happen, if it was a nice day, we were able to sit out there, we'd be sitting there talking, and he'd look at me and he'd say, "You want a Coke?" And I'd say, "Sure." He'd go in the screen, open the screen door and go in around the corner to the kitchen. I'd always hear him open the refrigerator. He would reach in and grab a can. He would come out. Well, what he held in his hand might be a Coke. It might be a Pepsi. It might be an RC. Or it might be some other kind of cola. You see, we are part of the South, which, as you know, sometimes we will say we want a Coke, and then we'll follow that question with, what kind? Well, in the New Testament, you know that the New Testament was written in Greek primarily. Well, in English, we have a word called another. In Greek, they had two words for another. It meant, the first word meant another of the same kind and another of a different kind. See, when Poppy would bring me a Coke, if he brought me an actual Coca-Cola, he was bringing me the same kind that he originally asked if I wanted. If he brought me a Pepsi, he would bring me one of a different kind. Well, you see, when Paul says to them in this verse, "I marvel, I am amazed that you have gone to another gospel, that you have followed another gospel," he is saying, "I'm amazed that you are following a gospel of a different kind." And then he turns around and he says, "which is not another." He's talking about another of the same kind. In other words, he's saying, Galatians, you're following a different gospel. You're following a gospel that I did not bring to you, and it is not a godly gospel. It is not one from God, and it is one that you should reject. If there is one thing that we must get right in our churches today, it is the gospel. We must hold true to the gospel. There are no new gospels. There are not any restored gospels. There is one gospel that was delivered to us in the New Testament, and it is still true today.